Welcome to Friday Night Fever. I am Avery Hilliard.
And I'm Daniela Oropeza. Tonight makes it the Week 9 edition of Fever. A lot of great games happen tonight, even some rivalry games.
Yes, indeed, and I had the opportunity to go to one of them. We had the South Pontotoc Cougars take on the North Pontotoc Vikings for Game of the Week. Let's get to the highlights.
A Friday Night Fever Game of the Week is sponsored by Game Day Haircuts.
It was homecoming at the conclusion of tonight. Just take a minute and look at these beautiful girls from the homecoming court on the backside of the field. They look amazing, don't they? Now on the field, it went down between rivals South Pontotoc and North Pontotoc. Last time they met, the South Pontotoc Cougars got the win. Could they do it again? Let's see. First quarter, Cougars ball. Number 5, Kai Hidalgo gets the snap, and he decides to go ahead and run the ball himself. Look at that man go near the sidelines. The Vikings cannot stop him. Will he make it all the way for the touchdown? He won't, unfortunately, but he had a great run to the 29-yard line. But that is fine, though, because not far after that happens, Hidalgo gets the snap and takes the ball home to get the Cougars on the board first. Extra point is good. Score 7-0 Cougars. Their crowd loving it. You can hear them. And then you'll also see them right here standing up cheering for their team. Still in the first, Vikings ball. Number 6, Drew Winfun launches it to number 16, D. Slaughter, who will make his way to the end zone with a pack of Cougars following, but they don't touch him. Vikings on the board. Just listen to that crowd go crazy. Will their extra point be good? It is. And you see the refs signal for it. Score 7-all. The band has a tune for that touchdown and that extra point. All right now. Plays later. Still in that first, though. Vikings ball went for throws to number 10, Levi Gooch, who turns those jets on and makes his way to the Vikings end zone. He steps on the player right there. He said, "You're not stopping me." Another PAT to be made. Will it be good? Yes, it will. Score 14-7 Vikings. Then some more tunes for another touchdown and an extra point. Y'all sounding good over there. Right here, Cougars ball. The ball will be handed off, but it's fumbled. And who recovers? Let's wait and see. It's going to be the Vikings. Y'all hear that clap in the crowd. Plays later. Vikings ball, number 5, Drew Winfun gets the ball. He comes in for an easy touchdown. I caught that on camera. And another extra point for the Vikings coming up. Will it be good? Yes. They made all of them. Score 21-7 Vikings. Now, for my Game of Thrones fans, it seems the North remembers. The Vikings got their get back from last year. Final score, North Pontotoc 63, South Pontotoc 33.
Heritage Academy Patriots took on Starkville Academy Volunteers on a fall-like night in Starkville. Look at all of that excitement leading in. Heritage Academy quarterback Joshua Tate called his own number to the left side for an 8-yard gain. Heritage Academy liked that play. And then Tate looks, passes it to Isaiah Clark for the 30-yard touchdown completion. Now Coach Tobias Smith looks on an extra point. Good in that score, 7-0. Heritage Academy, Starkville Academy for Heritage Academy. Then Starkville Academy's quarterback, Jack Northcutt, handed off the ball to Lawson Mullins for a 2-yard gain. Northcutt pitches out to Mullins for a 4-yard gain. Now then Northcutt to Mullins again, but this time he meets a host of Patriots. Let's take a look at that final score. The score would be Heritage Academy 34, Starkville Academy 14.
It's Houston versus Mooreville at Mooreville tonight. Both teams looking for a win. Let's go with this anticipated game. First quarter. Action. Houston with the ball deep in Mooreville territory. Braylon Rogers finds Ty Townsend for a touchdown. All right then. Cheerleaders celebrating that score. Then coming up, we have Rogers. He's going to be running in it for 2 more. It's 8-0 Hilltoppers. All right, Houston fans loving it and cheering it. Y'all look good. But Mooreville, they come right back down the field with a nice run by Kaysen Mathis. Look at them go. The Troopers are on the move. Okay. Yeah, you did that, big man. Then Tatum Blankenship, he's going to run it in for a touchdown. Easy. Troopers are on the board. 2 players right here. Congratulate each other. Let's go. The cheerleaders are happy. Their extra point was good, and it's 8-7 Hilltoppers. The next play did not count, but we have to show it anyway. Houston quarterback throws a deep pass. It's picked off by number 88, Christian Rogers, who will take it about 80 yards for a score, but it was called back due to penalties. Now, let's take a look at that final score. By the way, the win, Houston sealed a playoff berth under first-year coach Chris Walters. Congratulations. Final score, Houston 56, Moorville 22.
And let's take a look at some of the other games that we are following tonight. East Webster was on their home turf taking on the Velma Jackson Falcons. The Wolverines would get the win 35-0, and that makes them the district champs for the first time since 2010.
Oxford was down in Rankin County tonight, taking on the Clinton Arrows. This was a back and forth one all night. Final score, Oxford 33, Clinton 23.
Ah, boo. And it was a cross-county matchup in Calhoun County tonight. The Calhoun City Wildcats duking off against the Bardaman Rams. This was Calhoun City's game the entire night. That final score, 54-0.
Now, did you all not see a score up there? No worries. Just email us or message us, and we will be sure to add that to the web article where you can see all the scores.
And we would love to showcase everyone and would hate to leave anyone out. So you know who else we love to show. We also love to show those bands. This week's band of the week is the Moorville Troopers.
The Friday Night Fever Band of the Week is sponsored by Northeast Mississippi Community College.
Thank you again, Starkville Academy, for being our cheer of the week.
We are going to take all that pep and go ahead into our next batch of highlights.
Yes, we are. The Caledonia Cavaliers take on the West Point Green Wave tonight. The Green Wave has the ball right here. There's a clash there, but Green Wave Andrea Loverson manages to get free and take off on his way to a touchdown, but not before Cavaliers Jay Smith brings him down. Coming up afterwards, going to have the cheerleaders cheering them on those sidelines. Again, West Point has the ball. There's the snap, and Josiah Quinn gets the pass. Cavaliers Jordan Davis slows Quinn down while Jay Smith stops him altogether. Then coming up in the next play, Green Wave. But before that, we see the student section. But in this play, Green Wave McKinney manages to get past the Cavaliers and takes the ball closer to the end zone. But the Cavaliers, Caden Pierce and Jay Smith take them down. The crowd was hyped at some point. Now, at some point right here, the game had to pause for an injury for a player. A Cavalier player had to be rolled off the field. You can see the teams taking a knee and say a prayer. Now, we're sorry for those technical difficulties, but that final score of that game would be West Point 51, Caledonia 7.
Tonight, the Okolona Chieftains took off against the West Lowndes Panthers. West Lowndes is coming on the field ready for that game, but here's the play that had folks wild in the stands. The Chieftains have the ball. Jaden Grady gets the pass and takes off. The Panthers' Mackay Staples slammed into Grady, making him lose that ball. And later, the Panthers' Kylan Ellis did recover the ball, but that crowd did go wild. Now, here's a great sounding Panthers band that you just heard, but that very quickly moves from the Panthers to Kylan Lucius, quickly dodges the Chieftains' attempts to block, and that was a touchdown. Now, the Panthers family there was all there to support and keep up the hype, and we are following some more final scores tonight.
Yeah, we got you right here. A massive 3A matchup in Montgomery County. The Winona Tigers hosted the Choctaw County Chargers. A big win for the Tigers tonight. Final score, Choctaw 21, Winona 24.
6 minutes down the road from that game, the Winona Christian Stars hosted Oak Hill Academy's Raiders. The final score, Oak Hill 6, Winona Christian 33.
And in Alabama, the Pickens County Tornadoes went down the road to Marion County to take on the Red Raiders. Marion County held it strong tonight. Final score from Gwen, Pickens 18, Marion 54. Now coming up, we will be talking about college football.
Yeah, let's see who the number 8 Ole Miss Rebels and Mississippi State Bulldogs will take on this weekend. Let's talk college ball. Both of our 2 local college teams were on the road this past weekend.
Yeah, and one will still be on the road, which will be the number 8 Ole Miss Rebels, but the Mississippi State Bulldogs will be at home this weekend. Let's preview who both teams will be taking on. The number 8 Ole Miss Rebels will be on the road taking on number 13 the Oklahoma Sooners. The Rebels are coming off a loss from Georgia after the Bulldogs redeemed themselves from last year's loss to the Rebs down in Oxford. Will the Rebs take out their anger and get the win against the Sooners? We will see. You can catch that game at 11 in the morning on ABC, so tune in.
And it's time to talk about those Dogs. They are taking on the number 22 Texas Longhorns at home this weekend for their homecoming. They are also coming off a loss to the Florida Gators. So let's see if they can use that chip on their shoulders to send them Gators chomping back home with a loss. That game kicks off at 3:15 on SEC Network.
Yes. I'm excited for both these games. Let's see if both local college teams can come back. Well, one can come back home with a W and the other one get a W at home for homecoming.
That's right. And you'll be at Mississippi State, right?
I definitely will. So if you're at the game and you see me, make sure you wave at me. I'm going to be out there with my co-worker. I can't even talk, Tanaya McQueen, so make sure you wave at her as well.
All right, and be sure to tune in to that Ole Miss game tomorrow morning right here on ABC WTVA. We will have that coverage plus highlights with Avery once again on Saturday night.
And then we have to add more information. Next week is week 10 of Friday Night Fever. That's crazy. Time is really flying.
It really is.
It really is. But thank you all so much for joining us for WTVA 9 News and Friday Night Fever. You all have a great and safe evening.